It is often said that 90% of startups fail, and while the exact figure can vary depending on industry and definition, the truth is that the majority of new businesses do not survive beyond their first few years. And understanding why helps us learn how to be part of the 10% that succeed. History is full of lessons. From the dot-com crash of the early 2000s, where thousands of internet startups collapsed because they grew on hype rather than real demand, to the post-2008 financial crisis when credit dried up and countless small firms were forced to close. The reasons repeat themselves again and again. A report by CB Insights, which analyzed hundreds of failed startups, found the most common reason for failure was a lack of market need, with 42% of startups admitting they built something nobody really wanted. It doesn't matter how innovative the technology is. If customers don't see the value, the business won't last. The second biggest cause was running out of money, cited by 29% of failures, because poor cash flow and lack of funding quickly kill even promising ideas. The third common reason is weak team dynamics or lack of experience. As Steve Jobs once said, great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. Without the right skills and commitment, even the strongest ideas fall apart. Another major reason is competition, because markets move fast and startups often underestimate how quickly a bigger or better funded rival can copy their idea. Fifth is pricing and cost mistakes. Charging too much scares customers away, while charging too little erodes profit until the business collapses. Sixth is poor marketing, since even the best product cannot succeed if nobody hears about it. And research shows that 14% of startups fail simply because they don't reach their target audience. Seventh are legal, regulatory, or operational issues, which can be especially tough for startups in healthcare, fintech, or energy, where strict compliance rules exist. Beyond these, many startups also fail because founders burn out, disagree on vision, or scale too quickly before testing the basics. Yet while failure seems common, the 10% that succeed prove there is a repeatable formula for survival. They start by validating ideas early, testing with real customers before building fully, which prevents wasting time and money on products nobody needs. They focus on solving a real problem instead of chasing trends, which builds loyal customers who keep coming back. They practice careful financial discipline, raising enough capital, managing cash flow tightly, and avoiding unnecessary expenses. They build strong, complementary teams, instead of relying on one person, combining skills in product, marketing, finance, and operations. And perhaps most importantly, they adapt quickly. The data shows startups that pivot, changing their business model when the first one isn't working, are far more likely to succeed. Real-world examples prove this. Airbnb was rejected by dozens of investors and struggled to pay bills, but the founders kept adapting their model until they solved a real problem: affordable, authentic travel accommodation. Netflix began as a DVD rental service, but when streaming technology became possible, they pivoted and grew into one of the largest media companies